Anambra Governor Soludo presents appointment letters to newly recruited 5,000 teachers. Anambra Commissioner for Industry, Mr. Ngwonadi, tasked manufacturers on how to boost Southeast economy. INEC says PVC collection to begin on Monday, 12th December. Rogue wave kills American woman with 4 others injured. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround on the maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast News right here on ABS Television. I am Priska Wanko. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has said that education is Anambra's present and its future. Governor Soludo stated this on the ceremonial occasion of presentation of appointment letters to the newly recruited 5,000 teachers for the primary and secondary schools in Anambra State. Governor Soludo, while addressing the 5,000 teachers, noted that teaching is not just a job, but a vocation, and insisted that no other condition other than merit should be the consideration for the recruitment. He further stated that recruitment under his watch must be transparent and fair, which he defines as Anambra's standard. The governor congratulated the teachers and noted the professionalism as the watchword of the Anambra's education sector, assuring of on-the-job training to better prepare them for the job, promising them a prompt payment of salaries, pensions, and gratuities. The governor assured of effective motivation and incentives to improve productivity and output. He highlighted the focus areas on education as contained in his manifesto and maintained the global best practices will continue to be the beacon of his administration. The State Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chumude, in her address noted that the rigorous selection process has produced the best chosen based on capacity and competence. She encouraged them to raise children that will conquer the world through delivering productive education. The chairperson, Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, Dr. Vera Wadinobi, and her Post-Primary School Service Commission counterpart, Professor Nkechi Ikejugu, in their separate speeches, described the governor as a visionary leader and said the exercise as a foundation to sustainable human capacity development. On their part, Honorable Ejiko Kechuku, who is the chairman, House Committee on Education, a member representing an Orchard 2 constituency in the State House of Assembly, and the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. Ernest Ezajuri, said that the recruitment signals a rebate in the Anambra's education sector and commended Governor Soludo for his commitment towards building a greater future for the state, even as they asked teachers to live up to the expectations. Igwe Mekonora of Orugu, while commending on the great feat, said that Governor Soludo is already setting transformational legacy, saying that Anambra will forever be grateful. In their voter text, Ms. Adaba Onyeka and Mr. Obed Nwuku, on behalf of the newly recruited teachers, thanked the state government for the opportunity to serve the state and promised to deliver quality services in line with the professional standard practice for the greater good of the state. Out of the 5,000 teachers, 2,500 were posted to primary schools and 2,500 were posted to secondary schools. Symbolic presentation of the appointment letters to the teachers by Governor Soludo climaxed the event as the teachers danced in excitement. Enjoy. The Anambra State Commissioner for Industry, Dr. Obinna Ngwonadi, has asked manufacturers in the southeast region of the country to support small and medium-scale enterprises by building strong collaboration to them, depending on them to supply them with raw materials. Dr. Ngwonadi was speaking during a state government interface with stakeholders in the manufacturing sector in the state, explained that such strong collaborations viewed as an integration model will help grow smaller industries and reinvent in the economy. Correspondent Chibuzo Obidike reports.
The Industry Commissioner pointed out that the state government has massive plans for small and medium-scale enterprises in the state geared towards making the cost of production cheap and boosting the economy.
We have a responsibility as manufacturers. There needs to be a collaboration between us. It's called, there could be vertical integration model.
On his part, the Director of Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Francis Onora, suggested to the association to key into various federal government intervention schemes through consultation and engagement, as the federal government is committed to moving the country from an importation to a manufacturing nation. Dr. Onora, who regretted that manufacturers in Anambra, Enugu and the Ebonyi states rarely tap into benefits of the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, said he was optimistic that the stakeholders meeting will bring about change in the trend while assuring the manufacturers of the ministry's continued support in all they do.
The plan simply focused on value addition to our endowed natural resources and the enhancement of local content in manufacturing sector.
Raising environmental concerns, the Anambra State Commissioner for Environment, Engineer Felix Odimegwu, encouraged industrialists to invest in recycling of waste as the best way of reducing the issues of climate change and also to boost the economy of the state. Speaking on behalf of the manufacturers, the chairperson of Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, Anambra, Enugu and Ebonyi states, Lady Adachukwudozie, asked governments in the southeast region to come up with policies that will support industries in the region as they are still fragile.
We have so far developed a strategic and clear roadmap for vision implementation and actualization. We have started running and we will leave no stone unturned in ensuring that we deliver on set goals.
A revenue contractor in charge of Onitsha axis of the state, Mr. Chimezie Nwankwo, described manufacturers as the engine room of the economy and assured that through the Ministry of Industry they will solve all related issues of doubts that have made life difficult for them and pledged his unalloyed support to the success of the association. At intervals, members of the association made suggestions and asked questions on some issues facing industrialists such as attacks by touts, multiple taxation, development of free trade zones, power supply, access road, as well as inclusion in government appointments.
The Vice-Chancellor, Nnamdi Azikiwe University, UNIZIK Awka, Professor Charles Isimoni, has officially launched a grant won by UNIZIK Business School from the Royal Academy for Engineering for Higher Education Partnership in Sub-Saharan Africa program. The project, catalyzing the employability and entrepreneurial impacts of Nigerian graduate engineers in the electricity industry as a strategic way to improve access to electricity in Nigeria, is one of the only 6 successful applications in the whole of Africa during the current grant cycle. Queen Anibogo completes the story.
The program aims to address the engineering skills deficit in Africa's sub-Sahara, as well as showcase the role of engineering in driving inclusive economic development in the region. In his remarks, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Isimoni, explained that the project has identified what is at the core of development in Nigeria and Africa in general. He noted that UNIZIK is founded on the motto of discipline, excellence and self-reliance, and their vision is to bridge the gap within their community and beyond, thanking the Royal Academy for choosing them, while assuring the partners that they are a very serious-minded institution and will deliver on the project.
The Royal Academy of Engineering in the UK, I thank the executive and staff of Eastside University. I thank BILA Limited, the United Kingdom. Nnamdi Azikiwe University is founded on the motto of discipline, excellence and self-reliance. In terms of self-reliance, in terms of excellence, our vision is to bridge the gap and within our community and beyond in terms of securing of provision of services, and even in terms of the quality of the personnel, the manpower that will accomplish this.
According to the director, UNIZIK Business School, Professor Ima Okoye, by forming and strengthening synergy between academia and industry, the program aims to enable the higher education system in sub-Saharan Africa to produce engineers with requisite skills and knowledge that are required to meet the needs of industry and to tackle local challenge.
This has demonstrated in clear terms that UBS provides the opportunity to critical thinking, which contributed in achieving this milestone. I urge you, dear Imam, as my namesake, that you are not so, that you are not to relent in the pursuit of academic excellence through grants, support research. While thanking and appreciating you, I urge and challenge all other students of UBS to go all out and venture into grants-supported research.
For the team lead, Dr. Chinedu Onyeizugbe, of the myriad of issues facing the Nigerian electricity sector, a very critical area of insufficient and inadequately skilled human resources, that the grant awarding body, the United Kingdom Royal Academy of Engineering, in partnership with Unizik Business School, aims to ensure that the higher education system in sub-Saharan Africa produces engineers with the skills and knowledge required to meet the needs of industry, tackle local challenges, and address the engineering skills shortage in sub-Saharan Africa. Dr. Onyeizugbe said, in line with the stipulations of the grant awarding body, the awardees will work with the Unizik Business School as a hub, United Kingdom partners Teesside University of Middlesbrough, V-Lab Limited, Chukwuemeka Odumegwejukwu University, Igbariam, Abia State Polytechnic, Federal Polytechnic, Nekede, and others.
Sir, you have stayed true to your promise. You know, you promised us that you take this Unizik Business School to a greater height. And I don't know, they will not make sweeping statements, but I don't know any vice chancellor that have given us the kind of support you have given us. It's very tremendous. You have given us support to the business school, not only to the business school, but our great university. You have imparted positively. Thank you for your commensurate support in making the project a reality. Our sister thanks go to the director and the Twibogo.
In her remark, the program manager from the Royal Academy of Engineering, Ms. Melinda San Martin, pointed out the importance of electricity in everyday life, saying that the rationale behind the project, with Nigeria's over 200 million population and inability to produce adequate electricity supply, is to train graduates with the needed skills to respond to such problems, ensuring that the society is working for everyone. Also speaking, a university don, Professor Oke Okechukwu, while thanking Unizik for being one out of the 6 that won the grant, assured the partners that they have the right partner. Official launching of the grant formed the high point of the occasion. Queen Anibogo, ABS News.
A group known as Concerned Enugu-Agidi Indigents, Achala Village Chapter in Njikoka Council area, has sent a save our soul message to Anambra State government against the increasing rate of land grabbing and insecurity in the town. Addressing journalists in a press conference, the President General of the town, pharmacist Victor Okeke, appealed to Governor Chukwuma Soludo to help them set up a security outfit in the community, as activities of land grabbers who pose as real estate agents are causing mayhem in the community. Chibuzo Ubedike, our correspondent, tells us more.
He said that as law-abiding citizens who are not interested in the use of force to settle disputes, they have written numerous petitions to security agencies, ministries, and government offices to no avail, and that they have done a lot of things to end land grabbing in the community, which he said has degenerated into other social vices like rape, killings, kidnapping, and violence. Pharmacist Okeke, while warning developers against buying lands in Enugu-Agidi without proper investigation, wondered how a single individual could have hundreds or thousands of plots of lands in one community without running into other people's lands.
Sometimes you begin to, it's land grabbing on steroids. We know that it's very difficult for an individual to own 30 plots of land properly inherited. So when somebody begins to say that he's doing a transaction of 1,000 plots, you begin to wonder, where is it coming from? And they have these their antics. They get to a family, get a young person, 22, 25, whose father is still alive, probably a drug addict, give him some few money, and he proposes to sell the entire family lands or family forests.
Answering questions from journalists, the chairman of Achala Village, Enugu Agede, Mr. Obinna Okoye-Ocha, the secretary, Igwe in council, Chief Alex Ayatolumuo, and a stakeholder in the town, Comrade Emeka Ementa, revealed that Ezionogo and Anamiri forests and farmlands have been destroyed by an alleged developer, Mr. Izuchukwu Okafor, and his group. They collectively said that the activities of the group have raised concern of insecurity in the town. The reason they have alerted security agencies and the government on the matter.
Because
a victim whose farm were destroyed and farm produce wasted at different locations, Mrs. Evelyn Okekenta, recounted how she was beaten up and threatened by the developer if she ever steps her feet on the said location, noting that she had notified the village chairman about her experiences and called on government to give her justice as she has no other source of livelihood but farming.
If I'm not mistaken, 10 million naira to the family living in well and about the shop. Okay. 2 million naira to be more than 5 years ago. And what I am going come on, MBNS carry over dying. On your year government put in here, Zabzako is back on where organization they are fighting.
Responding to the allegations leveled against him, Mr. Izuchukwu Okeke, who said that he is an estate developer, a son of Enugu Agede, and his maternal home is from the said Achala village, wondered how a single individual can overpower an entire community and pleaded on the state government to institute a committee to investigate the crimes leveled against him by his own brothers and pledged his continuous support for the betterment of Enugu Agede. In Awka, Chibuzo Bidike, ABS News.
To commemorate this year's World AIDS Day, Anambra State AIDS Control Agency and SACA, in collaboration with the State Ministry of Health, have organized a roadwork to create awareness on the need for people to regularly check their HIV status for early detection and treatments. Correspondent Blessing Uchendo reports that December 1st every year was mapped out by the World Health Organization, WHO, to remember those living with HIV/AIDS globally and to remind the world that a killer disease still exists without cure. Her report.
This year's event has as its theme Equalize to End AIDS, Equal Access to Prevention and Treatment, which is a wake-up call for everyone to focus on the practical solutions to alleviate inequality and put an end to the life-threatening disease. WHO is calling on global leaders and citizens to boldly recognize and address the inequalities which are holding back progress in ending AIDS and equalize access to essential HIV services. The roadwork, which kicked off at the Anambra Broadcasting Service Corporate Headquarters, Oka, through Aroma Junction, Amak Road, Zix Avenue, and terminated at Unizik Junction. In an interview, the Executive Director of ANSACA, Mr. John Bosco Ementa, asked the public not to discriminate against people living with HIV/AIDS, saying that the disease is not the end of the world, as someone with it can still live long with the right medications.
Since 1st of December of every year, a day set aside in commemoration of those who have lost because of HIV/AIDS, and equally use the opportunity to sensitize the entire populace about HIV/AIDS. That HIV is still with us, and we seize the opportunity to tell our people to go for HIV tests, to form it as a habit to know their status, because only when you know their status that you can know how best to live.
On his part, the Deputy Project Director, Achieving Health Nigeria Initiative and lead implementing partner for HIV/AIDS in Anambra State, Dr. Charles Odima, encouraged people to go for HIV tests at least 2 times a year for early detection and treatment, as the test is free in public health care center throughout the whole country.
No level of discrimination. We should have remove all the barriers that we have in both health facilities and in the community against HIV and AIDS, to make sure that those who are HIV positive are able to access treatment and prevention services.
In an interview, the state coordinator, Civil Society for HIV/AIDS, Anambra State Chapter, Lady Ifoma Ejiofor, reminded people that HIV/AIDS still exists even with the COVID-19 virus and the need for all hands to be on deck to end the scourge of the virus before the 2030 deadline.
All the CBOs who are working seriously to make sure that our target is achieved. Like you can see, this self-testing that is here, that is going on here, it doesn't just end there. You can take it home, where one can test him or herself, and at the end of the day, if you're negative, good. If you're positive, you will link you to, you call the person that gave the test kits and will link you to care. That makes it easier. It doesn't involve being pricking. You use your saliva to test. So in that case, you don't need anybody to know, or for those that are shy.
In Oka, Blessing Uchendo, ABS News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has fixed Monday, 12 December 2022 to Sunday, 22nd January 2023, February 18 for the collection of permanent voters' cards. National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee of INEC, Festus Okoye, announced this in a statement. The Commission also resolved to devolve PVC collection to the 8,809 registration areas and wards from 15/6 to Sunday, 15th January 2023. Okoye said those who are unable to collect their PVCs at the local government offices of the Commission can do so at the registration areas and electoral wards. He urged all eligible and valid registrants to collect their PVCs from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily, including Saturdays and Sundays. In a related development, INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu said the Commission is already working to resolve election results issues that may arise from blind network sports. One passenger was killed and 4 injured on a rogue wave in their cruise ship during a storm in Argentina. The storm caused a giant wave that broke several panes of glass on the cruise ship and thus fell onto and killed an American woman. The passengers had been taking an Antarctic cruise aboard the Viking Polaris when it was hit by the storm as it sailed through Ushuaia, Argentina. Viking Cruises confirmed in a statement that the ship had been hit by a rogue wave, a type of wave the U.S. National Ocean Service describes as being greater than twice the size of surrounding waves. 4 other guests sustained no life-threatening injuries during the incident and were treated by the ship's onboard doctor and medical staff. Viking said it did not reveal the passenger's name or nationality. Senegal will play England in the World Cup last 16 but have been hit with a fine just before their take on the 3 Lions in Qatar. Aliou Cissé side booked their place in the second round for only the second time in their history by winning 2 group games against Qatar and Ecuador. They reached the quarterfinal in 2002, losing to Turkey. However, before the take to the pitch in this year's edition, they find themselves feeling feverish coffers for the fact the manager Aliou Cissé attended his pre-match press conference before his side's clash against Ecuador on his own. The football governing body rules that prior to a match, 2 figures from the team must take part in the press conference duties, 1 player alongside the head coach. For not doing this, Senegal's FA are being forced to hand over £8,700. This isn't the first time FIFA has filed a motion for failing to follow media rules. The demise of a woman described as virtuous leaves an indelible mark on the minds of many. So was the life of late Lolo Janet Nwaikema Ezumukoli of Umunoko village, Newi South Council area, aged 103 years. Staff reporter Odinaka Nwolisa was the bearer for ABS reports that Mama was a great profile personality which earned her Nkwete Nkwanyị, as she was fondly called by her peers. The reports.
Members of CWO CMO Holy Family Catholic Church, friends and well-wishers gathered to accord their last respect, delivering a homily at a funeral mass held in her honor at her family compound. Reverend Father Hilary Obo said death of a saint is precious in the sight of the Lord, acknowledging death as an end to earthly race, hence preparation is necessary. He lamented that adultery has taken center stage in the society. The cleric noted that the deceased blessed with longevity as a special grace, reminding Christians to maximize lifetime opportunity to amend their ways.
Ogologo mụ na gị onye gbara ya ebuli na kama ka anyị sobenu iwe na Jesu Kristi onye bụ eziokwu na ndụ.
Praising his late mother as an accomplished businesswoman who died as a Christian, her son, Prince Philip Okol, recounted their virtues and legacies as a hard-working and peaceful woman who left remarkable legacies. According to him, Nkwetenkwenwai was an epitome of humility who never compromised the truth, rather hated injustice.
nke bụ na ofuru mmadụ ibe ya n'anya nke ịtọ na ọ zụrụ ụmụ ya ofuma na-asọpụrụ di ya.
The daughter-in-law, Mrs. Chinwendu Okol, in an interview, noted that Mama's excellent record went far and beyond, attesting her life as testimonies of purposeful life.
3 years.
For one of her grandchildren, Mrs. Chikoldi Okol, Mama was a blessing to her generation, expressing gratitude to God as an Amazon of her time. Tributes and condolence messages flowed from friends and well-wishers. In their condolences, stakeholders in the area, Chief John Chukwu and Mr. Arinze MS, pinpointed Lolo Janet as a role model and prayed to God to comfort her family. Groups, in-laws, members of Galaxy Friends Club, among others, took turns to pay condolences.
May the soul of Mama find peace in the bosom of the Lord. Amen. Remember, you can follow news and programs on ABS in any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Okar. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Okar. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. To end the news this morning, a recap of the main points. Edinburgh Governor Saludo has presented appointment letters to newly recruited 5,000 teachers. Edinburgh Commissioner for Industry Ngonadi has tasked manufacturers on how to boost Southeast economy. INEC has said PVC collection to begin on Monday, 12 December. Rogue wave has killed American woman with 4 others injured. Here is the special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the Breakfast News right here on ABS Television at this time. Thanks for watching. I am Priska Wonko. Good morning and happy Sunday.